Wars band, music inspired by Star Wars. So they have such great hits as Chewie the Rookie Wookiee. Yeah, so that one I'm going to play for you as well. So this is a whole album based on Star Wars, you know. They were inspired by it, let's put it that way. And that's the album and then the cassette as well. So this is Chewie the Rookie Wookiee. Yes, the whole album's just like that. Yeah, it's epic. All right, so let's move on now. The next one, I don't know where they took the image and where they applied Star Wars to it. I'm still trying to figure that one out, but I found it as an LP and a 45, so I don't get it. Is that what's under Vader's costume? I don't get it, but apparently this guy, Raymond, whatever his name is, he really liked this person. So they put it on all his album covers. The next one, the one on the right is a compilation. It says Cannonball Run, so it's another one of those compilation albums, but they put, you know, they put the heroes in the front, and they cut off Chewie completely. He always gets shafted. I don't know. But, I mean, they put Cannonball Run, and it's these guys, and I think the people who saw the movie went, I don't remember those guys in the movie. And the one on the left, Here's what I think would happen with the one on the left. I think they said, okay, we're going to do an Empire Strikes Back album. Here's what we want on the front. And some guy who saw the movie explained it to someone who has never seen the movie before. It's got an orb with a laser on it. There's a guy riding this two-legged thing, and he's got a laser sword. There's a guy with a helmet, and he explained it all out. The guy went, oh yeah, I got it. And that's what he came up with, and they didn't have time to change it. That's what I think happened there. Let's see. What else am I going to? Oh, and again, if you grew up in the 70s like me, I want to apologize to the children in the audience, but yes, that is how we dressed in the 70s. I'm sorry. It's got a little bit of everything in there. A guy in roller skates, and a cowboy, and a surfer, and MC Hammer pants long before they were MC Hammer pants. So this is still just the Miko album, but they changed the cover for no reason at all. This was interesting because it's just a 45, but it's Attack of the 50-Foot Stormtrooper. Italy, France, Spain, and there's one from Germany as well. I haven't found that one yet, but it's, again, same music, just put out by, just produced by, in different countries. So here is Bang Bang Robot and their disco album. It's like, again, all the same music, but just different covers. This is, like I said, this one as far as Chile and Turkey, I found copies from there. So I've been pulling stuff from all over the world. So Star Wars is worldwide. It's just crazy. It's everywhere. Okay. I saved these two. All right. So. The one on the left is an 8-track from Italy, and it's the only alternative, it's the only exception I ever found that's actually Star Wars related, but it's not really Star Wars related. It's an original soundtrack, but it's yeah, you can see it, it's a little fuzzy. It's the Calypso, and it's the Star Wars album, and these guys must have thought they were awesome. I mean, look, the big silver jumpsuits and everything, and unfortunately I don't have an 8-track player that I can't sample that for you, and I apologize, but yeah, that's awesome. And Lazaro on the right, I found out this came from Mexico. And I think the only thing worse than your friend asking you to dress up as a cardboard robot is actually showing your face on this album. So, and let's see. So that's pretty much all the music I was bringing to show you. I wanted to show you my collection. So I had actually built this stand. You'd think that I have about 350 different pieces. And we just basically brushed through half of just Star Wars itself. I didn't even get into Empire and Jedi. A lot of it tapers off over the years because they started transferring media, you know, to CDs and everything. But it doesn't take as much room as you think. Like I said, that's all of it. And I built that stand for that. And so I still have room for more that I have to find. And I even have a display at the top. So you'd think, having all these records, if you actually wanted to display them, they do make frames and stuff if you have something specific that you want to put up. But I just lay it out right there. Another thing I want to talk about, a lot of people don't think about music if they have a focus, like if there's a Bay Air focus, or if you have the droids or Ewoks or something like that. These are really inexpensive pieces you can add to your collection, and they stand up very well. So a lot of people don't think about adding something like that to their focus if they're trying to broaden out and get some other stuff. So there's some really good stuff out there you've seen, and there's so much more I haven't even been able to show you to add to your focus. Let's see, and then, okay, I need a volunteer. So come on, somebody volunteer. Right there, come on up. Oh, I didn't think you'd be coming up, did you? Come on up. So this album was actually a record that was given to radio stations. And what it is, it's pre-recorded interviews. Oh, come on up, sit down. What's your name? Jonathan, come on, sit down. You're gonna be famous. Everybody, this is Jonathan, give him a hand. But when Empire was coming out, they sent out these records to radio stations, and they're pre-recorded interviews. So the DJ would ask a question, and Harrison Ford would answer. And you'd go back and forth, and he'd interview one of the cast of Star Wars about the upcoming movie. So that's what we're going to do now. Hi. So you read the yellow, and when you're done.
This is Jonathan with a special interview. Though the battle is won, the Star Wars continue. Harrison Ford once again returns as Han Solo, the soldier of fortune, bringing the Force to new adventures as the Empire strikes back. In talking with Harrison Ford on location, we find the characters grow in personality and complexity as the saga continues.
In the second picture, because the characters have an opportunity to be more complicated, the relationships between them have a chance to be developed more fully. But if you hadn't had the first one and the simplicity of the characters in the first one, you wouldn't have been able to develop them the way they are now. I think Mark had the least rewarding task of any of us to start out the callow youth. But if he hadn't done that, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to become what he had. The change between Mark's character in the first and the second is the most telling. I think he's had the chance to grow up the most.
That's cool. All right. Director George Lucas continues to bring a special magic to the screen in The Empire Strikes Back. Harrison shares some of the difficulties and demands presented when working with a perfectionist like Lucas.
Yeah, it's an incredibly difficult picture, this one. Well, the first one, as difficult as it was, didn't have near the number of impossible sets. Also, the film is made up of tiny little pieces of film. You realize, if you look at it carefully, that the cuts come damn fast. There's hardly anything that lasts more than 7 seconds. And so, there's a lot of energy when you do little pieces that's used up, that's wasted, rather than just starting at one place and going straight through in a linear way. It was very difficult that way.
As in Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back deals with many personal moral evaluations. On location, Harrison Ford outlines some of the situations presented.
It deals with questions of loyalty, the question of the relationship between father and son is probably the strongest theme that's dealt with, and the usual themes of fairy tales and morality plays. There are questions of responsibility, identification, self-knowledge, all of that, and
Ford's admiration for the unique nature of the saga Lucas has created clues us into his enthusiasm for the creator, or for the character of Han Solo.
What it seems to me is the most potent mythology around. It's the only, consistently generated mythology. It's a fairy tale character. And it's hard to take it personally, but it's really George's vision, George's inspired
has no doubt as to the appreciation and enthusiasm both critics and the public will share with The Empire Strikes Back.
No, I suspect that the reviewers are going to appreciate the efforts that Lucas and Kirshner have made, and the fact that much stronger themes are dealt with in this second picture. I think he takes a real chance in dealing with some of the things that he deals with, and also not repeating the kind of structure of the first one is a real audacious move, I think. This has not got the kind of first act finish that the first one does, and so it supplies a different experience to the audience. But I think the audience will find this a much denser film. It'll find that it has a lot more information in it, but it's information that is fully consistent with the first film, and it's developed from the first film.
Harrison Ford as Han Solo of Star Wars returns with The Empire Strikes Back, a 20th Century Fox release.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan.
There again.
Okay, and I planned this a little bit longer, but I talk fast when I'm a little nervous, so I'm just about done. Is there any questions? I'm sorry, the what? Do I collect music from the prequels? No, I pretty much cap it off in the late 80s, early 90s when they're still doing some of the Empire or some of the Jedi cassettes and things like that. But I don't do any like CDs or anything like that. I just stick to the original kind of media. Yes.
Even though the music's the same, do you find a difference in the pressing or the mastering across the
different sometimes some of the records are better quality, some are thicker, usually some are thicker, some are, there is a difference in the quality because they're manufactured in different places around the world. I'm sure there's a standard that they had to reach or they wouldn't be able to produce them, but there is differences in the actual manufacturing. Right there. No, records are made to be played. I'm sorry, it said the question was, how does playing them affect their value or collectability, right?
Well, how do you get, like, if it's not playable, is it worth it?
Oh, I understand. So if the record's like scratched or cracked or something like that, it depends how hard it is to find. I mean, if you had a copy of the record that Mark's holding there, they're everywhere. They made millions of them. So you can always find another one in better shape and play it. But some of the crazier stuff that I've found, I've only ever found one of. And so, like I said, most of the music's the same, but I've pulled a couple out that were cracked or warped really bad, but I still leave my collection until I can find a better one. And I've been trying to play a lot of stuff. I actually bought a USB turntable to start playing some of the stuff, so to get recordings for this. But like I said, most of the soundtracks are all the same soundtrack. So my biggest thing is trying to find different versions of it from all over the world, all the variations. Yes, right here.
Is the artwork on the cover better, more sought after than the record itself?
So the question is the artwork, the cover artwork more sought after than the records themselves? Because sometimes, the records are all the same, you can almost interchange them. I mean, but it's the artwork that a lot of, like I said, I love the artwork. I've bought a couple albums that didn't even have records in them because I just wanted the artwork. There's a few things that I have that it says no record. I'm like, oh, I'll take it because it's different and interesting and it's got some great artwork to it. So and most people don't play vinyl anymore anyway. So a lot of the collectability is just either the artwork or try like me, just trying to find as many as I can. Yes, right there.
Two things real quick. One, vinyl's back. All the kids are listening to it. And two, that particular one, I believe that one anyway, came with a really cool artwork poster.
Yeah, it's a twofold open and it had pictures on the inside, and then one of them came out with a big poster book or a flip book that has all pictures from the. That's right. And the storybook did the same thing. So it's got two albums in it, and some of them And and finding that is sometimes hard to find because most of the time that gets pulled out and people go, that's nice, and it gets put somewhere and it's never put back in the album again. And it's even better to find sealed ones. Every so often you should be able to find a sealed one, and then, you know, it's in great shape. As long as it's still flat when you lay it down and it's not a little wobbly, it's in really great shape. And I've seen any of these things go from, you know, beat up ones don't get sold to I've seen sealed ones go for $30, $40, $50, depending upon the condition of them. So yeah, I'll question right back there.
Just really curious, what is the 7-inch edit of the Star Wars theme that John Williams went unique to the United States, or was that one released globally?
The 7-inch?
Yeah, it was like a bizarre 255-second edit of like the main title from the sound.
They probably did. I'm not familiar with it, but I'm going to tell you, knowing what I know about this, that they probably cut it down to make it radio playable. Because no one was playing music on the radio that was longer than like 3, 310, 315. If you had a song longer than that, you probably weren't going to get it on the radio. So they probably cut it down so they could still play it on the radio and not have a 7 or 8 minute song. So that's my guess. I'm not familiar with it. I might have to look into it. Actually, I think I'm going to look into it.
I got a digital card as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it went to the top, but yeah, Miko went crazy. Miko's album went nuts. People loved it. Any other questions? Oh, right there. Is there a specific item that I'm still looking for that I haven't been able to find? I'm still back to finding 8 tracks. I know there's a couple out there that I haven't found, and there was one interesting piece that I have a picture of. It was an 8-track that was used for in-store promotions that had certain tracks from, I think, Jedi, and then they used to play it over, you know, your in-store sound systems during when they had toy promotions for the show. I've seen one. I got outbid on it once, and I'm still trying to find that. And beyond that, yeah, it was an 8-track. It was still, a lot of the stores still did the, yeah, it was still an 8-track. I have a picture of it. I know it physically exists. I just have to try to find it. So, because somebody else, one of the other collectors that I know, actually had some promotional materials from one of those in-store promotions, and he said this was the 8-track from this promotion. So, and other than that, just interesting stuff from where I'm still looking for stuff from foreign countries that you'd have no idea that actually produce records. So, any other questions? Oh, right there.
What is the most valuable piece in your collection?
Oh, they're all valuable to me. Because I'm crazy like that. It's hard to say because it's not really something like action figures or something like that. Probably the most valuable would probably be some of the production stuff that I've got, either the master or the stampers, because those are just impossible to find. So probably some of those. Do you have questions?
Is this Star Wars exclusive or other soundtracks as well?
You mean other soundtracks, or just Empire and Jedi, or? Do I collect other soundtracks or anything like that? I have a few records from like the Indiana Jones stuff because I love John Williams, and I think I have Jaws and some of the other stuff. But I've got them with other Star Wars records in collections, stuff like that. I haven't gone out and tried to find them, but it's mostly that whole rack you saw was mostly all Star Wars. Any other right there about halfway? Oh yeah, like the Cantina band, 45s and things like that. Yes, I do collect those. And some of the, like I said, if you go to my website, restrainingbolt.com, I have every piece I have. All my stuff is out on the website, broken down by LP, 45, cassette, 8-track, and some of the miscellaneous stuff, sheet music and all of the stuff. You can see it all there. But yeah, I collect anything Star Wars, as long as it has cover art. A lot of times you get the 45s that are just like the plain brown sleeve, and it's just got whatever. And I can find the album in something else, but I try to get something with interesting artwork on it, and so it makes it stand out from something else. So does that answer your question? Okay, right here.
Shiloh from the movies.
Was it the children's ones?
Yeah.
Yes, they had a book that had, like I said, I have some of those out on my side. Well, there was a little tote. There was a little white tote with a handle. I think I saw somebody on the floor actually has one. And there were storybooks that would play. You'd have your children read along the book while the record's playing. And there was like, I think 8 different ones. There was an ABC one and there was a Chewbacca one and Darth Vader and the droids. So yeah, those I have all those as well, and with the little record tote as well. Those are neat. Yes, it would chime to tell you when to turn the page to read along with the story. Yes. Yeah, those are pretty neat. Right there. Yeah, you? I can't hear you. Yeah, hi. The holiday special. The Jefferson Starship did a song for the holiday special, and they released it as a 45. I have actually 2 different versions of it. Fire in the Sky. But the music from the holiday special I've never seen on LP. They probably recalled them and burned them if they did. Thank you. So, no, I've never actually seen the holiday special. I've only ever seen the Jefferson Starship single. And it even says proudly on the Star Wars holiday special on the bottom of it. And I think they did that before it was released. That's my guess. Okay, any other questions? Surprised I didn't get the one question I always get asked when people say, you know, oh, you play music. Do you listen to all of it? No, I don't. It's just a lot. Like I said, a lot of it is the same. And I just recently started